Hi, Kevin. I'm Sarah Todd from the Deseret News. Will said that you won't remember this. I don't know if he's talked to you about it, but playing against you in AAU when you were on the SoCal team.
I know one thing's for certain, they lost.
Well, it was an undefeated team, right?
Say it again?
Undefeated team?
We were 45-0, yeah. So that's how I knew. But I do not remember that. I don't know did he say the team that he was playing for?
No, I can't imagine it was that good. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I mean, if he was on the team. No,
I guess then the follow-up is, like, is it strange to have a coach that, like, you are literally the same age as?
Megan and I were just talking about that it's remarkable that guys like him and Missoula, I mean, you could mention a few names, and he's also been at this for a while too, and he's worked his way up through the league, and it's been amazing to see his rise to where he is now. I mean, he's such a great basketball mind, somebody that I've had a immense respect for and have known just because of that, family tree from San Antonio as well, right? So many of those guys have gone on to do great things, and in different places throughout the league. I mean, Sean Marks and many different coaches that have gone on to win Coaches of the Year and assistant coaches in great places. So the list really just goes on and on. But to be, I think we're 8 months-ish apart. I think he's January '88 and I'm September. So it's amazing to see. So yes, I'm one of his players, but I'm also a peer, which is unique and different for me. But certainly looking forward to just helping and serving this team in any way that I can.
Kind of speaking of that, and by the way, I'm Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune. Good to meet you. What is your approach to this season and joining, what is a very young team and trying to figure that out in kind of a new place, new market?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I told Austin and what I told Will was, hey, I'd love to just add value wherever I can, whether that's, playing or not. Last year was very unique for me in that I was gone for a large chunk of the season, and, to be completely transparent, that I was on the way to our first home game against Orlando, and I got this call about my father, which I had to go home for 3 weeks, and that kind of set off a dark cloud and a storm that would kind of hang over my entire season. And then the last 6 weeks of the season I was gone, seeing my dad through his passing. So I think just pressing the refresh button, wanting to again be here to serve, put my best foot forward. And I've been in a situation where I've been on, I believe, the youngest team in the league, and a team that had their sweet spot was 8 to 10 to 12 guys that were within their first 3 to 5 years in the league. So I've seen that before. I've been part of a rebuilding team in Cleveland. After those years, we went to several different finals. I had seen, most of the team in Cleveland, who is still there now. Guys have gone on to get traded or signed elsewhere, but a lot of those guys I saw through their initial years. And years where they became truly great vets. So I've seen a lot. I've done a lot in this league, and I think as far as being a vet and imparting wisdom, knowing to keep it light, getting through to guys, being curious about other guys as well, what makes them tick and how I can get the best out of them. That's where I think I can also help in a very big way. Just being in my 18th season, having seen what it takes to win at the highest level, but also the bad habits and the pitfalls and different things that go on with a team over an 82-game season where you may be losing a lot, you don't know how to win yet, and you're just young. You don't necessarily know the grind and what it takes to win at this level. So just being supportive in that as well.
Ryan Miller from KSL.com. We mentioned the age with Coach. On the opposite age spectrum, there's a lot of young guys on this team. How do you feel like you'll fit in with the locker room with like kids that are at this point, 17 years younger than you?
I mean, I feel like I can fit in with anybody from my 8-month-old daughter and 2-year-old daughter to you name the demographic. I'm And they were talking about Andrew Wiggins last year. Like, man, he doesn't speak. I was like, I'll fucking make him sing, okay? So like, we got this. No, I'll blend in with them very well. I mean, they might call me Unc or OG or that sort of thing, but again, I welcome it. I don't take things too seriously. I know when to take things seriously. We cross those lines, and we're naturally trying to get better and working towards something in the future. But again, I find a way to have a common theme or a common thread with everybody that helps foster and grow a relationship, and then also just creating. We're tribal beings. I like to act like that. I like to be a part of something bigger than myself and community, and be selfless. That's something I've had to learn the hard way. But again, with guys that young, I've seen it before. As I continue to get older, it's like Dazed and Confused. They just keep staying the same age, and I think it's going to be fun. I look forward to it. We're already talking shit behind the scenes, so it's fun. I love bickering with 19-year-olds.
Ben Anderson, KSL Sports. You've shared the floor with Lauri before. What's your relationship with him like, and how have you seen him evolve since?
Yeah, we have a great relationship. Even when he first came into the league, I had pulled him aside, and it's probably funny for him to look back now and see that, especially this full circle moment. So we've been talking a lot, or speaking or texting a lot this summer, and really in the past week or so. And it went to him early in his career, and it was just saying like he has a real chance. I love his game. It was my dad used to he would be like, you need to watch this German 7-foot guy who is messing up but is taking the ball off the glass and dribbling up and dunking the basketball and shooting from three and going into the pick and roll and playing just a different style of basketball that we hadn't seen yet out of somebody that's 7 feet tall, can put the ball on the deck and fade away, can use his body, get to the free throw line. So, of course, I'm speaking about Dirk, and everybody likes to compare a 7-footer that can shoot and step out and do that. But in my eyes, I'm looking at him, his build, and how he plays the game, and he's so young coming out of Arizona. I'm like, I like this guy. I hate playing against him, but I like this guy. So when we ended up on Cleveland together, that was fun to see that progression. But you could kind of tell that. If he was put into a situation where his usage rate was going to be up and he was going to be able to, be one of, the main guys on the team with a lot of touches and being able to evolve out of that, that's what you've seen here. And he's been able to be so effective in that. But the biggest thing that I've seen from him is his body awareness, like how he's been able to use his body to get downhill. And he's saying, if you're not going to stop me, I'm going to get all the way to the rim or I'm going to get fouled. And then the game has opened up there for him across the board. So I'm excited. He's still so young to see how he evolves out of that. And, from a leadership perspective too, that evolution and being in the same locker room and seeing where he is there as well.
Kevin, welcome to Utah. Tim Lacombe, Jazz Radio. Will had intimated that you guys have talked a little bit. What do you expect early on your role to be here with the guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the one thing that I could do is just come in shape, mind wrapped around the situation that I find myself in. I understand fully aware where the team is, and they wanted to hit on younger guys and draft well, acquire assets. I mean, that's what this league is, right? Especially when you're in the position that we're in now, and you look at a certain runway. Like, this isn't an accident. Like, Danny and Austin have done this before, right? They're brilliant in how they've navigated the space. But again, I just want to be a value add in any way that I can. I know that the aprons and the CBA is not partial to veterans now, but I know that veterans matter. I do. I've seen it. I mean, we've seen it the last 3-4 years that they matter in whatever capacity that may be, because you can help, steer the ship in the right way. I do believe that. So whether that's playing, not playing, being a great voice, showing up for the guys, and again, it's just about serving, right? In a lot of ways, this can be an ungrateful league. I'm just grateful that I'm heading into my 18th season and still am looked at as a value add. So that's kind of my mindset, not making expectations or assumptions on anything, but honestly, it's I'm not want to sound like I'm preaching, but just put my best foot forward every single day, and again, whatever that looks like, I'm willing to do.
Last question right here.
Kevin, a lot was made kind of on the outside, like throughout the media, throughout the summer, on whether or not you were going to get a buyout, or you were looking for it, or if you were going to show up to camp or find a way. All of it was talked about. And I just wonder, like, what your response is and, like, how you saw all of that play out until today.
Yeah, I mean, it was very unexpected, my departure from Miami, though I get it. Like, you make a number fit on this side here, and you get and then John Collins moves and things move, and you get a trade exemption or, I don't know, $26 million, whatever the hell it was. And then on that side of it, you get Norman Powell out of, giving up Kyle Anderson and myself. And, like, I get the business side of it. But from a personal side, I was just kind of weighing all my options due to having really, truly, it all started with my two young daughters at home. Like, I have a 2-year-old who's going to preschool in Miami, and then an 8-month-old, and it was, picking up and moving them within the course of a couple months. Of course, it happens, right? Like, these things always happen. I was traded on draft night. I was traded in 2014 to Minnesota, from Minnesota to Cleveland, and then I got bought out, and I moved in the middle of the season or 60 games into Miami, and then, of course, this happened. So I've seen a lot of these things, and it's not new to professional sports or what anybody does for their living or a living, excuse me. But I think I was weighing the personal side of things and kind of moving away from my daughters, and am I going to take them with me, and just wanted to gather all the information that I could. But I will say I've spent a lot of time here, actually, not only southern Utah, but I spent a lot of time in Park City and Deer Valley for 4 or 5 months, or weeks out of the summer months through 2015 through 18 or 19. So know the area pretty well. Salt Lake, not too much, but looking forward to it. But the decision was really made after talking to Austin and Will, and I thought that just in kind of who I know here, the people here, as well as potentially having a very positive impact. People always say, well, people have said to me, well, what if you go and it doesn't work out? I'm like, what if it does, right? And whatever that looks like, what if it does? So whereas in the past I could have very well been and likely would have been a pessimist and try to channel something to make that work for me. I'd rather look at it in a very positive light and have a more likely, and I feel like I'm better off doing that than if I were to do the opposite. So I just want to again be a positive force and just be unapologetically myself.
So is the family and the dog?
Well, the dog has to come out here. No, they will be for sure. Just like we gotta, we're in a hotel right now, but just need to figure out, once we get out of that, then I'll be able to bring all 3 of my girls with the dog out here, which will make it feel more like home.